and welcome to the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
Rock
How are you guys?
on.
Wasn't that awesome?
I gotta love
I felt
Scout.
like I was in Detroit.
Are we in the DC universe now?
I know, right? I was that was so much, almost Metallica. I was like, okay, I was wanting to sing Inner Sandman a little bit in there.
You know what I was
I
waiting
thought it was
for?
going that way.
Right?
I was waiting for a silhouette of KAMRD just rocking on top of
somebody's
on top
building.
of the building.
There is a video of him playing in a bar,
I've heard.
I believe Steve has that on his channel.
Oh,
and that may happen again this year. We'll see.
nice.
Well, that was fun. Good to see you guys. It's been a minute.
Yep.
It's been a really, really long week in Texas. Last couple of days have been.
Is it cold? Is it cold?
Yeah, I mean, this is a live view inside of my living room right now.
Do you need a few bucks to pay the bill?
I need Mother Nature to take a hike. You take this stuff to the Northeast. We don't fare well with that kind of business around here.
Yeah.
Guess what, man? It's going to start dropping every day now to Saturday. Then Sunday and Monday it's going to be in the 40s. It's going to be like a heat wave. That's one of the teasers that we don't like here in the Northeast. Just give it to us one way or another. Let
Right.
it fade out. None of this teasing. Don't tease us. But
Joe, are you getting any of the ice, or are you guys just getting rain?
It is at our doorsteps. It's still right there on the. Let me just show this.
Yep.
You see the
teetering
dot?
right on the edge. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. So it's all in the temperature God's hands right now. So
Mm-hmm.
1
It is
degree less, and we're in it.
It's a balmy 27 degrees in North Texas. So,
is it really?
yeah.
Hang on, let me check the Westbrook.
And that's 27 degrees Fahrenheit.
Freedom.
For those that need clarification.
Oh, dude, this is pretty darn funny. It's really, and it's 28 degrees right now.
I was about to say,
here.
it's probably warmer there.
Yeah, by 1 degree. Oh, we got the winds blowing. I'm nice and warm in here, but still, isn't that amazing how you could be, 2,000 miles away and literally the same, you're in the same ballpark there.
Yep. It's crazy.
Oh, well.
Vern.
Yeah, Vern, I was just about to mention that. The forecast was for an 1/8 or a 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch, and now they've changed that to like a half inch to 1 inch of ice accumulation. So parts of the western part of the DFW Metroplex are saying be careful for falling power lines and stuff like that. So
Talking about being careful and falling, MRD brings up a good point. Vern, do not go outside again. Okay?
Again.
Wait it out.
There's no reason, Vern, stay inside. That's what they make DoorDash for now.
I don't know if they have DoorDash down where he's at.
But he's got good
You
whiskey.
could even get
so
dude
he's
wipes
good.
on door. Yeah, and guys, listen. We all know this is the time of year for the next 30 to 45, maybe 60 days, depending on where you live. It's going to be like one of these. Who knows what you're going to get? And just it is what it is. And all of a sudden, March starts opening up. April, then all of a sudden, here comes May, baby, and we're all going into that, spring summer mode. So we got to just be patient with all, a Mother Nature. So. Hey, that's what they
Roger
make.
says
Ice
it's
Hut cigars
26
and
in
MREs.
Spokane, Washington.
But it stopped snowing, he says.
But I hear the folks up north and Scout. We got a couple of guests. Scout's going to be coming in here in just a bit. We'll ask him about the weather up there because I don't know if you guys caught his pre-Pota adventure video that went on before us tonight, but that looked cold. Because he was like, "Oh, the ice hut was nice and warm. I've got the My Buddy heater in there." I was like, "Scout, I can still see your breath. It's still cold in there."
Yeah, the ice heater probably went up to 42, and it's probably like 0 where he, on the outside.
Well, yeah, I think it was 0. He said it was exactly 0 whenever he was doing that. We'll catch up with him here in a minute. What the hell is that?
What is that?
That's until Vern can get his bubble. This is his going out in the ice suit.
That's his walking the dog.
Is that a bomb suit?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
Sure looks that way. Meanwhile,
Hey,
it's
listen,
63 degrees.
if you
here.
guys are not
I hate you,
watching,
Steve.
subscribe to Scout 75. I highly recommend you
Absolutely.
guys follow him on Twitter. He's our friend, and he didn't pay me $20. He didn't give me a cigar to say this. This comes from the heart. This
He
man,
didn't send you any barbecue potato chips or anything.
no, he didn't. But guess what? Some other people sent me some stuff, and we might be trying them later. We might do a live testing. You may see me flip over.
I want to see a live reaction. Exactly.
But Scout is very genuine. I really enjoy watching him because I know, like, I made a few what I would consider not mistakes, but having fun. He does it too, and he shows us it's okay. It's part of the hobby. Who cares? And you just keep on moving on, man. Scout is genuine, man. The man is sincere, and that's important. So he's having fun. The man, so subscribe to him. It really will make you happy.
So let me refresh this right quick. But I wanted to, we don't bring this enough, but first off, we want to say thank you to all the channel members that are in green text. Thank you all for supporting the channel. And looks like while we were waiting to come on live, Spotter Jetting Amateur Radio, thanks for joining becoming a member of the channel. We appreciate that. But special thanks to those of you who are following us on the podcast. The podcast has grown exponentially. 1,242 downloads for the month of January.
Rock on.
That
you all must be really bored. You must be bored in the winter. No, thank you. Seriously, that means a lot.
That is awesome. Because I think in November, when I looked at stats, we were about 700 downloads in November, and then in December it jumped up to like 1,000, and then here in January we're at 1,200. So you can find us pretty much anywhere you get a podcast. It's just the audio version of the show you see on Tuesday. Great for your commutes. Don't laugh too much. But if you can't find it, or if it's not where you get a podcast, let me know, and I will see if I can make sure that we get syndicated down that direction. But I have pretty much everybody covered.
Do you remember when we first started this? We were like, "Should we do a podcast?" I don't know. No.
That was actually Jason's idea.
No one's going to listen to it, but we didn't. But we're not the Jasons of the world,
right?
We're not the. We're not Cal. Who the heck is going to want to hear us again or whatever? So
I mean, I actually listen to the show when I commute. If I don't have anything to catch up with.
Hey, I've gotten busted. I've gotten busted before on the highway. Hey, for those of you who are listening to us on Twitter right now, again, thank you. Again,
absolutely.
We appreciate it. However you want to get your relaxation, your fun, your cigar, thank you.
Speaking of cigars,
ever how you want to get it, you can get it.
Speaking of cigars, what are we smoking tonight?
Get it, girl, how you want it. This is the EP Carrillo. Yeah, let me see if I can bring it up to the camera. Which way are we going here?
There.
And it's called the Inch.
Okay.
If you guys like a nice Nicaraguan, fairly good priced, they come in 3 different flavors and intensities. Go check out from your local smoke shop. Try them. Again, if you like Nicaraguan, there you go, man. So, and everyone's palate's different, so we never judge. This is one guy that'll never tell you, no, everyone's taste is different. Just like when you guys talk about your bourbons and your whiskeys and your seltzers and your Michael Bublé's and all this other stuff.
If you get nothing else out of the show tonight, at least you got the recommendation of a good cigar.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. There you go. That's worth listening to the podcast.
That's worth 2 hours of your time. We got it done in the first 10 minutes.
That's right.
The rest of it's free.
I think you sell one to Mike every Tuesday night.
I do too. That's K and MRD. He's like, he gets a new recommendation every time.
So this is what I did.
A show.
But this is what I did. I sent Mike a couple from my humidor. Thanks, Mike. I sent Mike a couple, and I said to him, "Smoke them. When you get down towards the end of the band, there, pull it off." Take a little Sharpie and just give it a letter rating so you can kind of know what kind of where you want to go. And that's what it's all about. It's like trying new things. Again, seriously, I guess you guys do the same with your bourbons and your whiskeys and your beers and all this other stuff, right?
I do testing, tasting notes on certain cigars before if I'm going to write them, I'm going to write them down, say, oh, this is what I liked about it. This is the predominant flavor. Was it peppery? Was it not? Holy cow. Is that for your channel, Joe? Is that for the Clubhouse?
Did the sound come through?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've never been able to get that to work. You got me excited for a minute because it always
Oh.
scares
Pop
the
up,
hell out
though.
of me.
But
Todd,
guess
thanks
what?
for joining
Todd's a member now.
the membership. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Yep.
that.
And talking
But
about
Shane, I
scaring
have
the
a
hell out of
feeling
me, I'll tell you
were
what.
probably doing this. Good, Joe.
Oh,
I'll take it.
what really scares the hell out of me is if I've got my logger open and I've got my little spot alert on, and it's some guy yelling, like screaming.
Oh God.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting there minding my business on the clubhouse, and that's about what it sounds like. Times 10. Why I haven't changed that, I don't know. But
Depends on which logger you use.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but anyway, well, let's, Steve, how was your week, man? And I noticed when I was making the thumbnail for tonight that there was some KO4 AFL videos about the drop. There's been some, you've been creating some thumbnails in there.
There's a couple of things coming. The weekend was not near long enough.
Never is.
I didn't actually get on the radio for field day or for winter field day.
Oh my God.
But I was there for setup and I was there for teardown, and I have
Okay.
a video coming of what we lovingly call Tinker Toy as part of the.
It's not a banana that's in the floor of your videos,
No.
is it? Oh, okay.
I know her.
Yeah. It is the tower trailer that we use for my local Aries group.
Nice.
Oh.
It is a 3-section crank up on a custom-made tilt-over trailer. It's
Very cool.
Sketchy as all get out, putting that thing up and taking it down. But we got video of it coming down
Non-OSHA
safely.
approved.
Oh God, no, not OSHA approved. I've got the Bruce to prove it.
Right.
There you go.
So yeah, Mike, Steve does have a YouTube channel, and he posts videos every now and then. Links
Very
to
rarely.
all of our YouTube channels are in the description of the video.
Mike,
But-
you should invite him on as a guest to your channel.
Well, Mike needs to give me some pointers down in Orlando on what to video,
There you
so I
go,
have more
see?
videos. From
Oh, there you go.
There you go. What a partnership.
There you go. Mike has a video coming up. I'm not going to give away the top secrets of it, but if you're a Patreon member for Mike's channel, he dropped some links today, and there is, let's just say, there is a tower in that I'm quite jealous of. So, I'm not sure when those are gonna drop. Probably Wednesday and Thursday. I think if he keeps up his normal schedule, I'll let him comment on that. But you need to check that video out. It's really cool. I was like, we could probably set that up out at the Deer Lease in tent. But there is a tower in New York, Mike, that we need to go get, because if we wait for Jason to do it, it'll be Field Day 2028 before it gets here. That one drops tomorrow. Okay, cool. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock Central Time, because Mike drops all of his videos at 3 o'clock Central Time. Make sure you check that video out.
Shane,
Excuse
we
me.
just need to set up that trip to go pick up that trailer, that tower.
Mm-hmm.
I'll boogie on up the East Coast, hook it up, and I'll meet
How
you
far?
about
Are
halfway.
you all going to be near me?
It's
Y'all gonna be
on
there
Long
meeting,
Island's where it's at.
It's in Long Island, so yeah.
Well, that's not. Let me know something. Why don't you give me a couple day notice and let me see what I can do. Will you
Mike
be
has
taking,
another good idea.
Will you be taking a Southwest out there?
Hey,
Oh, there you go. There you go, Mike.
Are the,
No,
are the
I'm going to
jet
drive my
lines-
truck up there and drive it because I
There you
can
go.
pull it, so I can pull it back.
Good idea, Mike. Yeah.
It'd be a lot cooler if you check it on the belly of the plane. I could just
Then look at
imagine
that go.
the luggage guy going,
What am I going to do with that?
Izzo, some people have been known to just show up at your front door and not even tell you.
That's very true. That's
I
very
have video
true.
of that
It
sometimes too.
happens. Yeah, it happens.
I need to find that video. Just drop it as a snippet in one of my videos.
Right. So anyway, sorry to interrupt you, Steve, but yeah, what do you got coming up on your channel other than that video?
Other than that video,
I saw a tower update.
yes, I am putting the tower series together. I have lost some of my footage, so I have to do some re-recording, but that will be okay. I will get that done. And then I'm going to do my whole shack setup, grounding, all that good stuff as part of that series. Somebody asked me to tally up what I've spent
Oh,
and I'm
no.
afraid to.
We don't talk. It's like Fight Club.
Yeah.
You don't talk about it.
We don't talk about tower budgets.
Ham Radio Club. We don't talk about ham radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. the club radio trailer has been ordered. I should have that in about 4 weeks.
That'll be a project.
That will be a project and a half.
Which door did you go with?
We went with the barn doors.
Okay.
Nice.
Went with the barn doors on
So
the
you
rear.
won.
Yeah.
Actually, I abstained from that vote. I didn't
How do you
even.
Did you vote present?
I recuse myself.
That's all he has to say.
I didn't even
Right.
put in my inputs on why I wanted one way or the other.
Okay.
And other people came in with the same thoughts that I had. So
Very
it
cool.
worked out. But yeah, we'll see. But I will have videos on that because that's part of the grant proposal was we would do videos and sponsorship stuff on that.
Nice.
So I actually have to get that video up to the league once we get it.
You don't have to mute it, Joe. I was getting kind of cozy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was
I
going
do
to
have the
It's our
candlelight
Tuesday
in the
night
bag.
ASMR.
Joe drops the 2-hour ASMR video
Right.
when he drops on the
1
roof.
hour.
So before it gets too busy or before it gets too rainy, Joe, you wanna update us on what's going on in Mississippi?
It is cold. It's raining. It's finna turn to ice. Evidently, I dropped a GMRS with a Bluetooth headset. Man, how about that?
That was
video
cool.
yesterday.
I saw
was
that.
cool.
Very interesting.
FCC certified?
I can't prove it.
There's a
I don't
disclaimer
know.
out there. I saw it.
Listen, if it's available in the United States, it must be.
It's got to be right.
It's got to
That's
be.
Right.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You can buy it off Amazon. It's good.
So I have a question. I have a very. I don't know if I should do this. Otherwise, I could probably be telling on myself. But I have a question for those in the chat.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Right. So if you had a radio, and that radio you could program, and you could cover the ham bands, you could cover the marine bands, you could cover MERS, you could cover GMRS, you could cover FRS. Would you program all those into one radio? Or would you carry a GMRS radio with you so that you could talk on GMRS frequencies, an FRS radio so you could talk on the FRS frequencies, a ham radio so you could talk on the ham radio bands, and a marine radio in case you needed to use the marine radio side of it,
Or we
or
could-
MERS?
So, are we considering the legalities of this?
So I'm just saying, would
Point,
you?
Joe.
Because I don't think if the radio isn't certified for a particular band, it's probably not supposed to be used there.
Shane, are you saying it's programmed for 118.0 on AM?
No, it doesn't do AM.
That was a question I was going to have, Steve.
Well, you know, for example, the what was that? The GM5R I did a review on.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's sold as a GMRS radio. Easy enough with the programming. You can, from the face, you cannot put ham frequencies and transmit. But with the programming, you can put ham frequencies and talk all day long. But technically, that loses its Part 90 certification for GMRS. And you're not supposed to go back to GMRS with it. Throw it in the garbage.
So Andy says just one radio.
Hey, if I had my choice, absolutely.
Mine's got like 190, Adam. It's the TID radio.
I was going to say, the UV5R will do it, but
See, and Mike says he programmed all of them in there to get to, in the UV5R for his emergency kit.
Mhm.
So you can look at it that way as well.
All right, to be real,
Derek, I plead the fifth.
to be the party pooper Debbie Downer here. Are you really going to be talking on all those services?
Well, so when
it's
I
coming
fly
from
the
a man that has
balloon,
7 radios in his truck.
exactly.
That's different.
So when I fly the balloon, if I
was
talk
licensed
to
in
other
that, right?
balloonists, we're usually on either MERS or GMRS between the balloons because we don't want to tie up the airband radio with just our chitter chatter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But if sometimes we have a balloonist that just has an FRS radio, so then we couldn't talk to them. So then it would I was like, well, can I just carry my one TID radio that's got everything programmed into it, so no matter who I'm flying with, I can talk to them. That's my conundrum.
So, well, if they have FRS, aren't the GMRS channels on the same frequencies?
They are.
You just have more power than they have.
That is correct.
And
You can talk to
potentially you
them,
can
but they
turn-
may not be
right.
able to talk to you.
But what if you, since we're flying high though, we get all the warehouses that are on FRS and GMRS,
Then that
and we need to switch over to the
My-
MERS because
Don't
no
you
one talks
screw
on
up my
MERS.
Amazon. You screw up my Amazon order.
Hey, Shane,
Yes.
I've got an easy solution.
Okay.
They all get their tech license, and we just go for the 220 band.
There you go. That's how we're going to make
Perfect.
220 a
Problem
good
solved.
a band again. Mike says, so long as it's equally dirty on all bands, it's okay. So just something to think about, because some of these radios that I've been sent, like the one from TID Radio and the one from Radioddity, you can program all that stuff in and it will transmit. So I was just like trying to make an all-inclusive code plug. And I was like, you know what? I probably shouldn't do that. But then, man, it's so convenient.
Four Wheeling has a good suggestion. You know, they make that new freaking 11-meter walkie-talkie. You can get down on that.
In the
FM
11 meter,
inside
in the 11, but 11 meter
FM,
CB
yeah.
band.
Yeah.
Then I got to listen to Breaker 19. There's a,
Switch it over to FM mode, man. You good to
then
go.
it's
What's the
garbled Breaker
balloon?
19.
No,
They're
then you
all
guys got to
FM.
create the balloon channel. You guys got to create the balloon channel, like the truckers are on 19, whatever. See, man,
All
they don't
balloons on
catch
CB15, 24/7.
You build it, and they will come.
There you go. All right, Izzo, let's step over to you. We're almost at the half-hour mark, and we got guests waiting that I'm sure is
yeah.
ready for us to say.
Sorry
"Y'all shut
about
up."
that. Jeez.
Izzo, how you
No,
been?
no.
How's the week, and what's new in your world?
I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I'm going to throw in stuff for the next 90 minutes or so. I played Winterfield Day. That's right. Kyle is correct. That's what they
My
do.
balloon's bigger than your balloon.
It's a swinging contest. That's all it is. It's just what's one big swinging contest.
Maybe, but you should see my
basket's
basket.
bigger.
Yeah, my basket's bigger than your basket.
I can put more in my
right.
basket than you can.
You can't.
How much propane can you put out?
Stop.
Propane and propane
Stop.
accessories.
Which too early. Too early to
burner.
be dropping cigars.
My burner gets it hotter.
So the biggest decision this weekend is do I do 100 watts or 10 watts with the field? We'll talk about that later. Had some great cigars. A little on the quiet side, but so that's what I got. So just open the door for our guests. Get them in here. Let's start.
All right, so please welcome to the show tonight. We've got Matt and Shane here. I know you got to wake up, guys.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake
Bright
up.
lights. Bright lights.
Is this thing on? Hello?
Right? Mic check. Mic check.
Put your pants on.
Yeah. Hopefully you refilled that drink
checking out
before we
my
brought you in
balloon.
there.
Or just don't stand up.
Now we're going to find out whose
He was measuring his basket.
balloon is bigger than
The sign on the clubhouse door says shirt and shoes required. It doesn't say anything about pants.
That's very
right.
true.
Who
We gotta
wrote
get
that?
that. Somebody got a Marks a lot. We need to change that.
I was feeling inadequate until which one puts out the most gas became a category. And then I felt like a contender.
Like, I
again.
got it. I got it.
Matt's a contender, huh?
And who the hell needs pants when you only see each other from the waist up?
Yeah,
That's
no kidding. No kidding. All right,
That's
so
why I'm not going to get up.
you're outside. I hope you're wearing pants.
Well, it's nice and warm in here. It's like 50. I think I clocked in around 57, 58.
That's not warm, Izzo. That's
Yes, it
still
is.
cold.
For that area, that's warm.
Yeah. No, if you're sitting out pantless in 50-degree weather, that's not cool. You
Dude.
won't see their boys for a week.
No shrinking
They're going to retreat.
chair.
Like abort
No
abort
shrinking
mission.
chair. No shrinkage going on here.
That's why that Mr. Buddy heater's directly underneath him.
Yeah.
Don's
I don't
nuts
know what
roasting
kind
on
of
an open
show our guest agreed to come to today.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
either anymore.
Sorry, Matt.
We're talking about it being cold. We're on topic.
The sad part is we did know what kind of show we agreed to, and we agreed anyway. So
And
Right.
we put this show together around what 9-10 o'clock this morning. We did it
Yeah.
ass backwards. Everything got promoted without even asking people, "Hey,
Yeah.
you want to come on the show?" You know?
I already
We're
thanked
just-
Matt for coming in. It's such late
Yeah,
notice.
we're
So.
flying.
it's all good.
We're
Quick,
flying
find
into
some
third
ball-
base here, head first.
Well, Izzo, do you want to introduce our guest? I've talked a lot, and I need to drink water.
Sure. So, Matt N3NWV is working behind the scenes all the time, but he gets out and he plays radio. He's one of these
Behind the
Pota
scenes
guys
for
who
what?
You may not hear
Behind the scenes.
for the Parks
Behind the
on the
scenes for
Air
what?
program.
Ah.
And he works his ass off doing a lot of things. And we know this program is leaps and bounds. It's multiplying, unlike Kyle's Bitcoin that's sitting in the landfill. Okay. This program, as we know, just continues to not only for their hard work that they got to do, but for us hunters and activators, we are just having a ton of fun with this. Okay. And then we got Shane, Scout 75, up in the northern regions of Wisconsin, who's just playing with bulldozers on the air and a pack antenna and his new ice hut he has. So, guys, we got some great guests for the next 90 minutes. Sit back, enjoy some of our
If they can stay
conversation.
that long.
We'll see.
They
We'll see
may
how-
tap out
Did I
way
tell you
before
that
see
I
how
only
many
had 30
squirrels.
minutes to join?
What? That's not what your that's not what your booking agent told me this morning.
So we had two great events last weekend. We had the January or the winter support your parks and winter field day. So I unfortunately had to play airline, so I didn't get to participate. But Izzo, did you set up for Pota or just winter field day?
I set up for winter field day, but actually there were two separate weekends, Shane. They were actually two separate weekends.
Oh, okay. I thought they were on the same weekend.
But I
No.
got to tell you something. It is amazing how people who don't have hangups, who just want to have fun and don't have to worry about changing the rules to meet what they want to do. It was a pleasure working other winter field day sites, whether you were home, indoors, whatever, as well as the Pota guys out there. It was just fun to make contacts with everybody. I have to really say it really went well. But from a stat point, Matt, I'm not sure if you have anything in front of you, but like compared to last year.
Well, it's I had a feeling you were going to ask me that. I can tell you.
This is top
For
secret information.
Yeah, well, right. We haven't, right,
give me
because we're
access to
changing
it.
a bunch of stuff. We used to do those monthly POTA stats updates, and we're going
Right.
to move those to quarterly here in
Okay.
2023. So we don't have to, because what happens is you've got these support your parks weekends once a quarter. And so we kept ping ponging back and forth between, oh, look, everything went up. Oh, wait, look, it went down because this wasn't that month. It was just confusing. So we're going to do them quarterly this year. So look for that sometime, I guess, early April will be the first one of those. We, according to the page here, just under 94,000 QSOs
Good
Logs.
God.
for the
And
support
I'm
your parks
sure there's
weekend.
still some logs that are going to be turned in for that, but
Yeah. It's
Wow.
typically for things like we typically figure a week, right, before
Yeah.
we announce results for stuff like this. That gets well into the 90th percentile. So, yeah, 93,953 QSOs, 1,049 activators, 15,451 unique call signs in the hunter column.
whoa.
And those 1,049 activators got to 1,273 parks spread out across 35.
That's a hell of a rove.
Wow.
Yeah, spread out across 35 different DX entities.
Jeez.
Now,
So-
Matt, have you noticed that the activator uploads that we can do now, upload it right to the site, is that making it easier? Is that making the help desk and everything? Does it
Yeah, I don't have to send them all to
Concentrate
Steve
on-
all the time.
right? Send them over to
Um,
Steve. No, does it reconfigure your Pota behind the scenes group to concentrate on other areas?
the self-upload has definitely been hugely popular and overall very, very good for the program. And
Good.
I am reasonably certain the one guy who could confirm this just blanked himself out. But
Good job, Steve.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Good
Steve.
job, Steve. Good job,
I was just
Steve.
going to ask Steve, who left. No, I'm pretty sure the regional coordinators are still, toasting the log self-uploader. From a help desk perspective, it's increased the load on the help desk by quite a lot. In fact, because there are lots of people who still haven't 100% figured out the ADI format, or they upload their log and they don't look at the thing to see if there were any errors. But the vast majority of the tickets are somebody uploaded something and the upload process went fine, but after they upload it, they realize, ooh, I had a mistake in there. I had a call sign fat fingered, or I missed a QSO, or I had the wrong park designator down. I got 2 numbers backwards, whatever.
So what have we learned here? So the lesson is what? Check your logs before you upload. None of this premature and stuff.
Yeah,
just look at it.
That's the.
I
if
just
there's-
don't look back.
Yeah. Well, so
Exactly. Just
that's
move
an
on.
alternative. And that's right. That's the other thing that has happened. There's a lot of people who, and I think quite correctly, think, okay.
Or you get stuff like this.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm having PTSD looking at that.
What in the hell is that?
Did I
That
just
is an
enter the
error
Matrix?
file.
That's an error.
Yeah.
Oh my
that's-
God.
That's a log that went
Tango
sadly.
uniform.
Yeah. So we get a lot, like dozens per day of requests. Will you please
Okay.
delete this log for me because I screwed it up? And so at some point, I know there is a backlog item to go and look at the data and see how it's going, and who knows, no promises, but maybe someday we will let people like delete their own logs or something.
Or have an
that would be
edit
sort of
feature somehow where you can
the
go
next
into the log.
logical step, or I don't know, we need a one more verification step or something. Here's what you uploaded. Is that really it? Click here. Just
Are you
Just
sure?
something.
This is
cut
your
down
last
on
chance.
Yeah.
If you click
Yeah.
yes,
Well,
you're screwed.
Well, the problem with that is like me, I load the file up the Pota, and then I'll put up on QRZ. Then 3 days later, I'll get a email saying you got my call sign wrong or something like that, and then then you go. So if you had a feature where you can go in and edit your logs, that'd be nice. But
yeah,
I'm not a computer guy. I have no idea how to do that.
Backlog for Pota.app is incredible, and I want to just make sure and put some context around Izzo's warm welcome. I have the unbelievable good fortune to get to be one of a handful of public faces for what is a group of well over 100 people working on Pota
Oh, yeah.
at this point. So this is it. This is my contribution is cheerleader. Really. So the people doing all of the hard work don't get seen, don't get heard or whatever, but they're
The
certainly
devs
there.
and the mapping folks and all the coding
Yeah.
guys.
There's a bunch of them. Those poor
I
help
guess a
desk guys
question
who have
for
to
Matt
deal
Steve.
with dozens of
Right.
delete my log tickets every day.
But I think at some time, listen, we know the human error is there. For instance, I'll give you an example. Let's say Shane and I worked each other. And I'm
There's
like,
an error.
oh, yep, there's an error. That was a
Right.
big mistake.
This isn't
He didn't
headed
do
back to
that.
the balloons,
And-
is it?
No.
Okay.
We're way
Just
past
a
that.
second.
And I'm like, oh man, I wasn't at park 1, 2, 3, 4. I was at 1, 2, 6. Please change your log. There's going to have to come a time we're going to have to say, something, that whole line in that log just may have to be null and void. It is what it is. And guys are going to have to realize, guess what? This is not about NASA bringing a space shuttle in. We're not bringing a baby.
But Izzo,
Just everybody.
it could keep me from getting a certificate that's automatically generated.
Well, yeah, and so they're in. So you're laughing, right?
Matt.
You're laughing.
I'm laughing because I know it's true.
Yeah, and
I didn't get my Cheetah Award? Come
35
on, guys.
seconds after I
well, but
uploaded
it's-
my logs.
it's worse than that, because if you allow logs or even individual entries to be deleted, you
Right.
could potentially cause a situation where an award that's already been issued now is no longer valid.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
And
If I put a wrong
You didn't
call
work all
sign
50
in,
states.
and that person got the award, and I correct it, and all of a sudden his award disappears, which he didn't have, he's still going to complain. Yeah.
yeah,
Doesn't matter what
so
you do.
again,
But
it's gonna
I
get
worked
bad.
all 50 states.
rule number one here is to have fun, and Dawn's right, where there's no space travel or medical procedures based on this data here. So we have sort of erred on the side of trusting people, because the reality is, for all of the however many dozens of please delete my logs thing, that's out of hundreds or thousands of logs that are getting uploaded. The overwhelming majority of the data is fine. So we have a sort of a close enough for jazz mentality about
Exactly.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just a game, people.
Yes. This
How
is about
dare
having
you?
This is about having fun. And if you don't get the Death Valley Cactus Award, come on, listen. Do you really need to have? Listen, I mean this as no disrespect, because we all come in, we all do this for different reasons. But when you start crossing the line of intensity,
I've been after that salty pickle
opinion.
award for months now. They just take it away
You could
from
have
me.
that. You could have that salty pickle award.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, the stock. Why would you be interested in Pota deck? Has a whole bunch of things. Number 4 on the list, right, is, well, paper chasing doesn't appeal to everybody, but there's a segment of the population who really enjoys accumulating awards, and or even myself. I don't necessarily quest for the PDFs, but I'm my own harshest critic.
Sure.
So I compete against myself just all the time. I always want to do more, do the next thing, or whatever else. So
Well,
And
so
that's
I
fair.
love the stat
That is fair.
tracking.
Yep.
I
The
just
gaming
don't-
aspect that you guys got built into it, I'm like some of them here. I'm not a PDF chaser. People are, and that's cool, and I have nothing against it, but it's just not for me. However, when I go to upload my logs, whatever, and I look at the little stats, and I got the little circle that's about that far away, it says I need 2 more parks. I go to the next one. Well,
just
now I'm
need
going to go look for 2
that
more parks I
Yeah.
haven't been to. Yep.
Just
Yeah.
So
I
it
need
does
2
work.
more
It does
parks
get
to
me
parks.
out. It's
2 more people.
It's a motivator.
The gamification you guys have into it is
Sure.
awesome.
Well, and
It
Shane
does
said the
drive it
magic
on.
word. Shane said the magic word. It's about motivation. Right?
Yeah.
Almost anything, no matter how awesome it is, can get boring and repetitive if you do exactly the same thing all the time, over and over and over again. So, we try to change it up, track as many different things as possible, give you different stuff to work on, just to introduce some variation into it. For all the years I've been doing this and all the activation I've been doing, I am still nowhere near the N1CC award. So I kind of have that in the back of my mind, is like, hey, that would be getting on 10 different bands from 10 different parks. That would be a fun challenge.
Yeah. Now that the solar
caused me to-
cycle is coming up, that'd be a little bit easier to attain.
Yeah, well, I went the wrong way.
Yeah,
I
but
went and
guys,
built a pair of 630 meter rigs. So I'm going to make it as hard as humanly possible, because I'm
But
an
here's the
idiot.
thing, though.
It's like, I gotta make a
I
phone
think-
call before
I
I do
think
this
every-
activation.
I think it just needs to be said. If we want to add certain elements to this Parks on the Air program, I'm all for it. There has to be an understanding and responsibility. Okay. And I go back to understanding. You have a responsibility to upload your logs and make sure you're in the right park. Okay. The resources are out there. And after a while, it gets a little, come on, guys, you really should have knew your park number. That's right. That's right. Ed is right. Absolutely.
For those of you on the
Well,
podcast, Ed has an award that he would like added to the Pota system. And it
Yes.
says if you, after a certain number of please delete my logs, you get the
Yeah.
Dude Wipe Award.
You
Yeah.
have to do.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right. But Matt, again, I say that very sincerely. There is
Sponsored by Dude Wipes.
responsibility and patience that if you're going to ask people to delete this and modify something, There has to be a patience level.
Yeah.
And don't get on that social media. Don't get on that Facebook and that group page and start taking out the baseball bat to people. Not
Oh,
fair.
they
fortunately,
do.
fortunately, we don't have a lot of trouble with people wanting the manager, right?
Pota Karen.
There's a fly in my
have-
throat.
We don't have
The Karen Award.
Facebook is Facebook. Facebook encourages people to complain, right? That's their business model. So
The analytics go up on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. But even in the Facebook group, there's a couple. It's like anything else. I really think if we went and looked at the data, it's probably 1 or 2% of the people are generating 80% of the issues, and so to me that speaks to training. Right, we need to round up those folks and just take the time to sit them down and go, okay, you only have to do 5 things, and yet somehow you've made 9 mistakes. What's going on here?
Yeah.
What's
that? Read the effing manual. There is a Pota guide out there for either activating or hunting.
It has been.
There's no questions about it. Just read the
It's been
effing
out there
manual.
since day one. It's been there since day one.
Yeah, well, now it's
It
moved,
is out of date.
right? To be fair, it's now on Pota.app. If you look in the hamburger menu, it says rules and docu because it's not wide enough for documentation. Or you could just go to docs.pota.app. It'll take you straight in there. But yeah, it is amazing the number of questions that either come into the help desk or get posted on Facebook, Slack, Discord, wherever you happen to be. That the answer is in the manual. It's almost all there.
Yep.
Thank you, Steve. Steve just
Absolutely.
posted
Cool.
the link there for everybody. But don't let any of us, what we're talking about now, it really is. It's such a small percentage, but I think every once in a while, everyone just kind of needs that slap. Guys, have fun. Have fun.
Just go
Throughout
have
the
fun.
year,
Yeah.
Just try that, whether you want to do QRP, what band you want to do. You want to chase. Again, I know some of us, like me, I do play a number game. I will not leave a park if I have, for example, 59 contacts. I'm like, come on, I want to make 60.
It's
and then
funny
all of a sudden,
you say that.
and then all of a sudden you get, okay, now I got to make my sense.
It's funny you say that.
I do it when I pump gas. I do it when I buy cigars. I do it when I go to a restaurant. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me. I'm kind of a numbers guy.
So I was
In that aspect.
I was working. I believe it was the first Support Your Parks weekend we did, where Jason had it set up out at the lake, and Mike came up. And Mike and I were like, all right, so we've made 40 contacts. I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go for 50 and then I'll call it a day. And then we get to 50 contacts. We're like, well, you know what? I'm going to just go to 60 and call it a day. And then Mike gets up to like 68 or something like that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to 80 just to call it a day. And then Mike gets back on the radio and he goes, you know what? I'm going to make it 100 just to call it a day.
Yeah,
Especially when you
that
call
almost
last
never
call.
works.
When you call
Yeah,
last
exactly.
call, it just rolls in.
Yeah,
Yes,
you go, well, okay.
That's how
I'm
I
gonna-
start
you know,
my sessions.
I hit 100.
Last
I'm going to
call.
shut it down. Okay, guys, thanks.
Yep.
I'm going QRT, and then you're reaching for the knob, and 3 call signs come out.
That's
You're
what I do.
like-
I go, is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Okay, last call for Parks on the Air.
Yeah.
Works every time.
We're a quarter in. I'm going to do something right quick. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm trying new YouTube things. So as a supporting member of the Clubhouse, I get to gift some memberships. So I'm gonna gift out 5 memberships. So if you're in the chat, I believe you should get a gifted membership. I don't know. Let's see how this works. I hit the
Don't
button.
screw it up.
I know, right?
No pressure.
No, screw it up. Screwing up is more fun.
Well, I
around
see.
here.
I don't see it in our StreamYard chat, but I do see it in there that I've gifted out 5 memberships. So, if you got one of those memberships, put a comment in there. Your text will start showing up in green. So there we go.
Cool.
Oh, I thought it was going to be one of those random raffles. Everybody put a one or something. Or
No, I saw this in a video online. I was like, you know what? I'll gift some memberships out. So it's It's a. There we go. I see it.
Yep.
It's starting.
Oh, I guess
They're
there's
starting to
Okay,
roll
so
in
it
now.
goes to random people that
Yeah.
aren't already. Okay.
Yeah,
Look at
that
that.
have apparently there's something they have to enable to receive gifts.
Okay, so
So-
Richard looks like Richard KO4OBR. He got one of them. It looks like Richard's apparently been popular. Let's see.
James got
Phil Muth has got one. Looks
Carl.
like
Blakemore.
yeah, Hamradi Adventure Guy was gifted one. Awesome. Well, y'all enjoy. There's not a lot of perks, but I'll put you in the intro. I believe it's not the first tier, but the second tier. So, thanks a lot for being there. We appreciate you guys.
Very cool.
Leo.
So how's that work? Like, if they forget about it, do they start paying after the first month?
No, it just goes away.
It's like a timeshare.
Yeah.
Hey
I'm
Matt,
kidding.
when you're playing Pota, do you find you do more activations or do you do more hunting, or is it kind of 50-50?
I started out obviously doing hunting, and then I did everything for a while. I'm doing more activations now, but that's in part because I also picked up the job of being like the educational director for the local club. So we're dragging people out to do POTA stuff constantly. To use it as a training exercise, either to run them through the new antenna they bought, or here's how the filters work on your radio, or there's nothing like operating to teach somebody how to operate. And POTA is that thing that's available pretty much all the time. You say some random Tuesday afternoon, I need to go out and I need to be able to make some contacts because my goal is to teach somebody to operate. POTA works great for that.
Because one of the things, go ahead.
This weekend, we have a club event. We rented a cabin at a local state park. So we're going to be there Friday and Saturday night, operating
Nice.
under the club call. And so the goal there is to rack up some late shift contacts to get on 80, maybe 160 meters. And to because the club's got a whole bunch of technicians, we're fortunate to have a very active repeater of all things. Some of you are going, repeater, what's that? Yeah, they still work. Anyway, so we got a whole crop of techs and unlicensed YLs and XYLs and kids and such things who were hoping to do sort of a combination of get on the air, POTA, whatever. So that should be a good time.
Well, one of the things that I find it really easy for to express with POTA, but you could also say, listen, guys, when you do this and you learn the basics, start off with the basics and build up your self-esteem. You can use your setup for winter field day. You could use it for, you just want to go on the backyard. You go on vacation. And you just want to play radio. You want to play POTA as a hunter. Whatever. This is so applicable in so many ways. But I think even more as a self-confidence of why you got into ham radio, and to do that 3-letter word that's called FUN. It really is, in my opinion. Yep. It's,
Yeah.
It breeds.
Just quick in the chat, Craig was asking if we could take questions for the POTA staff. That is one of the things we're going to do in the place to get some more content on the POTA YouTube channel. We're going to do some live streams with the POTA staff.
Good, yeah.
We're going to have an Ask the Devs and Ask the Help Desk and whatever else. So if you're not subscribed to the POTA Parts on the Air YouTube channel, go do that so that you get notified when those streams are going to be.
Hit that bell.
But if
idea.
anyone has a question tonight for Matt or Steve, because Steve is also part of the POTA staff, just put question in there, and I will try and flag those. And before we're done this evening, we'll ask the guys if they can get everything sorted out that you had questions about. And then HKMP5S, thanks for joining the YouTube memberships. We appreciate that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
We're getting DX in the chat, guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we did this club cabin rental thing last year, and last year we did it on Winter Field Day weekend. It was designed primarily as a POTA activation, but we did it on Winter Field Day. And this year, we intentionally moved it off of Winter Field Day weekend. Not that Winter Field Day isn't a great event, but the reality is we were having a blast running Pota, and then Winter Field Day started, and our QSO rate dropped off, and just like all kinds of bad things happened compared to what it was like just doing the Pota activation. So we're doing a sort of a controlled experiment this year to go 1 week later when there's nothing going on this weekend. There's no big contests. There's no field days. There's no sport your parks. It's just an otherwise empty weekend, and see what we can drum up.
And it's always a good time. Every time I've been involved in any of the support your parks weekend, it's been fantastic.
I
And
agree.
it's always, I mean, even on the Winter Field Day, I think when I looked in, there were 100. There's like 100 people spotted in parks for Winter Field Day.
It was crazy.
It was nuts. I was like,
And thank God that the leadership of Pota behind the scenes created the drop down menu so I could say, hey, I only want to watch 20 meters. Oh, and let me choose my mode and what do I want to see it by frequency, time. Again, the thought process was very good and helpful for the end user.
yeah.
Because come on, you guys made it easier for us to have fun.
I tell you what,
You know?
if we can work a whole bunch of Hawaii, I will happily chow down on some crow. That would be well
I'll
worth
send
it.
you-
So there you go. You put that call sign in your ham
alert.
because he's out there in Hawaii doing some hellacious Pota out there.
Yep.
That's where I got
awesome.
my Hawaii.
Yep.
Making
so
dreams
Eric, we
come
have two.
true.
We have two folks in the chat I saw earlier from Hawaii. So if you guys could go to and activate a couple of parks, man, the pileups would be endless.
And Matt,
Yeah.
be careful because I will send you some barbecue potato chips if you want.
Holy
go.
cow!
Matt,
600
seriously.
QSOs.
Yeah.
Matt, do you like barbecue potato chips?
I do. I think we had this discussion the last time. My favorite is just the original like plain, but
Okay.
yeah, barbecue's all right.
You're
Gotta have
trying
some
to
heat.
catch up before the show.
Got to have some heat though.
Yeah, I agree.
That
I agree.
Sweet barbecue is for like people who eat ketchup. Yeah,
Matt, you like the heat?
I do.
I will send you a bottle.
Oh goodness.
There we go.
You gonna send him a ghost?
W4ORH Ron. Oh, Red Harley. Thanks for becoming a YouTube channel member. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Ron.
I have a great little palace right here by me that sells hot sauces. And yeah,
Are they good though? Because you can be hot and taste like crap.
they have
It's
some
just
really
hot.
good ones. I like to keep them around their mediums, but they have mild, medium, hot, and extreme. And
Okay.
the extreme you have to sign a waiver to taste test.
It's like ghost
Yeah.
pepper times 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got
Carolina Reaper.
I've got some that are they're just murderously hot. They it's like one drop on your deviled egg kind of a
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you lose your hair.
Yeah, I think they're really intended for punishing your children is what they're for. But
one drop your chili.
I eat them anyway.
Yeah.
Kyle, you're exactly right. Kyle said it burns going in and burns going out.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
Yes, it does. See?
That's a dabber.
But that's called value. You're getting value for your money. You
Right.
get to experience it twice.
Yeah, and I live in the
Scooter.
upper Midwest where our spice level goes from mayo, ranch to ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh goodness.
Oh man.
That's extreme.
Yeah, that's about it.
So
Well-
Shane, did you do both?
What, mayo and ketchup? Or
Support
I believe he's
your parks.
referring
Support
to
your
Bob.
parks. Support your parks and Winterfield Day.
support your parks
get caught up here.
Okay.
We got a show to run here.
All right. Wow, I derailed myself. Jesus. This is why I
Took
should get
10
in chat. I screw everybody else up. Now I'm screwing myself up.
Oh,
here.
the squirrel!
Put
The
you on the
squirrel
spot.
came into his
Now you don't
chat.
have,
I know
now
it.
you
I
don't
know
have
it.
time to
No.
think. You just got to react.
Yep. Support Your
Welcome
Parks
to Be
weekend.
Live.
I didn't participate in because I had a family event that family trumps everything. Winter Field Day. Well, you saw the video earlier today. I went out and did a couple parks on the air.
You did bulldozers on the air too, right?
Yeah. I set up
That
my
was very
nice
cool.
little bulldozer there. Winter Field Day is kind of hit or miss with me. I like it, but that's more of a group event. That's like a club thing that you want to do, and get people out. Because that's especially like with Summer Field Day with AWRR. If you look at the rules and the bonus things, it's all about getting people together and drawing outsiders of the hobby in. You get bonus points for putting a thing in the newspapers or having the local authorities come out and all that kind of stuff. And I don't have a club that's really active with doing field day for Winter Field Day. The one club I belong to, most of the guys that would do that are actually up on the Canadian border right now, volunteering a dog sled race that runs 24 hours a day for a couple days.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're more
Nice.
hardcore than I am. And
No
then
kidding.
yeah, and
Well, get them on the Clubhouse. That's your next mission. Tell them to be a guest and come on in here.
There you
yeah,
go.
I'll put the
We want to talk
invitation
to
out.
them.
Yep.
Yes, we want to
Uh,
talk to them.
So for Winter Field Day for me, it's just Pota. I went out and I would set up and I did an activation both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday I set up in the little ice hut that I had, and I would reach out to Winter Field Day people, but I didn't keep a log for Winter Field Day. I just kept the Pota log, just kept it simple because it's just me. So what have you. But yeah, the Winter Field Day was a blast. It was a little cold up here, but that's part of Winter Field Day. And, you just go out and set up and have a little fun. I worked mostly 15 meters, and holy cow, I was getting some DX. On Saturday, I think I got into France, Germany, and Spain. And
Wow.
then Sunday, it was funny because at the end of the day, Saturday, I ended up calling CQ for a while, and I got in the video, I got a pretty good turnout. Turned everything off, packed up, and then I did a little live stream from that site just to see if I could get the connection because I want to do a live stream Pota once in a while. And amazing enough, there's a few of you guys that are in the chats that started popping up, and T.O. from Temporary Offline Coffee and Ham Radio, he said, "Hey, hit me up. Let's go do it tomorrow." And I'm like, because he lives fairly close to me, I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let's go meet at this state park." And sure enough, I showed up there. He showed up at the same time. It was 10 below. He rolls down the window and says, "This is stupid." And I'm like, "Yep, but we're here." So we
do a
just
lot of
set up
stupid stuff in the name of ham radio.
Well, if you're going to do something stupid, do it with a friend, right? That's how stories get going.
Mm-hmm.
So we put up the Pac-10 antenna, and we just set up in my truck, and I turned on the 891, and on the frequency that I was calling CQ the day before, there's a station from Russia coming in. I'm like legit 5.9. I'm like, all right, and
Hit them.
bam, got them right
Shoot
away.
'em.
And we're like, holy
Oh,
cow! So
good.
Sunday, besides
Work
getting
'em.
around the U.S., I got Russia, Denmark, and Ireland. So that was all on 15 meters. So 15 meters is getting out there. That's like my new favorite band now.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
15 has been great.
Yeah.
We've seen, even if you look at the Pota stats, you can see the number of QSOs on 15 is probably got the biggest growth
Yeah.
rate of any
Yeah.
I
band.
was just going to ask you. I'll bet you've seen a shift, right? Maybe a little bit
Well,
less 40, maybe, or
You got to teach them.
We've got the growth of Pota happening at the same time as we've got the growth of some of these higher bands. So
Yeah.
we see growth in 10 and 15, and 12 and 17 too, but mostly 10 and 15. But it's not coming at the expense of 20 and 40. It's just the new traffic is
Yeah.
growing there.
gotcha. Excellent.
And I've been liking 15 because, and it's part of the popularity of parks on the air. Excuse me. Where on 20 meters, the pileups are getting a little bit beyond my comfort zone because not only is it a lot coming in, but, and I don't want to pick on anybody or say anything bad, but some of the hunters are getting a little overzealous and they're stepping over each other and they're stepping over me. And I'm not complaining or anything. I get caught up on the pileups when I'm on the other side too, and there's a lot of new people, and it's actually a good thing. But 15 meters is a little more relaxed, a little more laid back.
Yeah.
So it's just
Now,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but 15, so it shares the same characteristics as like 20 and 17, only it's more influenced like 10 based on the solar cycle. So it has the same type of propagation as say 20, but it needs a higher solar cycle to get rolling, whereas 17 is not as influenced by the solar cycle as the rest. Am I right in my thinking there?
So is a woman.
Yeah, if you're used to having the conversation
I'm
that says,
sorry.
"Hey, I operate on 20 and 40 all the time. What's 30 like?"
Yeah.
It's the same idea. I know how 10 and 20 work. What's 15 like? Well, it's kind of half of one and half of the other, and it depends on the day.
Yeah.
But
'Cause I know
to Shane's
17
point, I think 17 is pretty stable, and that's why
Yeah.
it's one of the work bands because it's always there, and they want it to be designated to be contest free and all that kind of stuff.
Because I've made several contacts in Pota on 17 because 20 there was too many people on 20. You just couldn't find a free slice. So I was like, I've got to, and that's something I advocate. Anybody who's watching or who catches this on the podcast, if you do Pota, don't just get an antenna that is great on 40 and great on 20. Get an antenna that you can use, even if you use an end-fed half wave, where you can get 40, 20, 15, and 10. Get a multi-banded antenna because you will be shocked to find how much traffic you can drum up on 15, 17, and 10 just by being there.
Yeah,
Don't
and
limit
15
yourself.
in particular,
Don't limit
if you've
yourself.
got an antenna that works on 40, you probably have an antenna that works on 15.
Yep.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, or you could do that right there. That's 9 bands.
Yep.
So
Yeah, when you talk,
See, now I got
My
to go
friends
see what
in the-
size my balloon is.
There we go.
that's the ATOS 120.
2 summers ago,
Right.
talking about my friends are up doing the sled dog race. I talked them into meeting during the late summer for Parks on the Air over in Minnesota. And of course, it was I can't remember what contest, but it was a contest weekend. So we got there, and at that time, I just had my Pac-10 20 meter end-fed half wave, so I didn't have any options. I just had that. And it was every 30 megahertz, there's a station. It was just packed. And one of the guys goes, well, I got some fencing wire. Let's make a 17-meter dipole. So we went out, literally grabbed fencing wire out of his truck, made a 17-meter dipole, and threw it up. And it was wide open. We were able to get on. And I got a video of that of my friend Kyle. First time he ever did Pota, I just said, all right, it's your idea to make the 17-meter dipole. You're going to start calling CQ. He's like, well, what'd I do? I go, just call CQ and see what happens. And he's an old school guy where he doesn't do any logging on his phone or a laptop or anything. He does a paper log, and he goes, I forgot my log. I go, well, you got to have some paper around. And he goes, well, I got my 4-year-old daughter's coloring book. I'm like, well, that'll work.
That works.
We look through my library. You see my buddy Kyle doing his very first pileup on Parks on the Air at 17 meters, and he's writing down the call signs on his daughter's coloring book, which really ticked her off when he got home.
Oh, Steve, you have a challenge here.
13 bands.
Very nice.
That's 1387.
Here comes the balloon in the
13
basket.
and that is without 60 meters or 160 meters. So I got 2 more that should be easy.
What a
Hey guys, I want to
There's
comment.
Matt pulling
Right.
the lever on the gas on the balloon there.
right. I want to comment on one of our dear friends, Adam over. He says even at the bottom of the solar cycle, I was really skunked when I worked 10 meters. It's open a lot more than people think. I learned that a long time ago, and sometimes I forget. It's sort of like going to the dance. You guys remember the dance in 8th grade, 7th grade, and nobody wanted to go out on the dance floor. The girls are on one side of the gym, the guys are on the other side, and no one's really moving until someone throws a couple people out, and then we all start dancing. Just throw your call sign out and don't give up in 20 seconds. I mean, hang out a little bit.
Or 20 minutes. Come on.
Whatever. And guess what? You'll be all of a sudden, you may be quite surprised. At least I know here in the Northeast, all of a sudden, 5 Land's going to come back to me, or some DX across the Atlantic, or somewhere down, down by the Caribbean is going to answer me. And it's fun. This weekend, I learned that I work so many Colorado stations. I'm like, Colorado on 10 meters? At QRP, no less? I mean, it was just one of those things where I wasn't hearing anything. So Adam is 100% right. 6 meters is like that. We do that a lot with 6 meters, but don't ever think it's because everyone could just be at the dance right now waiting. And the music is playing.
I'll tell you, one of the fun things. It's fun to me.
You said the F word.
I'll go out to one of the local parks, and I'll do a regular old activation, but then I'll get on the local repeater and just see who from the. Now, I mentioned earlier, we have an actual active repeater. You can get on there at 2:00 on a Tuesday and drop your call sign, and like 2 or 3 people will be there and listening and come back to you. So that helps. But I'll get the local club rounded up and just start working people ground wave. Go, okay, I'm on the repeater here. I'm going to listen on the input. I'll start working you guys simplex. And anybody that gets simplex on 2 meter, I'll try them on 440. Get a couple of them. It's like, all right, now we're going to 6 meter. Right? So we try 6 meter and work the local guys 6 meter. Okay, now let's do sideband. Let's do AM. Let's do FM. Just work your way down the bands with the local guys. They all count as Pota contacts.
Exactly.
Because they're different bands, modes, whatever else. You can rack up an awful lot of bands and contacts, just a couple of local folks. So again, if you're just a tech, you can still Pota.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Mike has got KMRD radio stuff. Mike has got he does Technician Tuesdays, and he's been demonstrating to folks who are text to get on the radio and just listen to. He goes and does live contacts on 10 meters, and sometimes it's a pile up, sometimes not so much. But he's just demonstrating that even though you're just a technician, if you can afford it, jump in, grab a radio that can do 10 and get out there and enjoy it. You could activate a park on 10, no problem at all.
And Matt brings a good point to get on the local repeaters, because if you have 2 or 3 repeaters in your area that have a weekly net, on your Thursday night 7:00 net, just say, hey guys, by the way, Saturday I'm going to go out to this park and going to do Pota. I'll be there around this time. I'll hit up the repeater at that time. If you're around, let's, like Matt says, let's switch to simplex, try to make a contact, and try to go on from there. And oh, by the way, if you're curious to see what Pota's like, come out there and meet me.
Yeah,
you can use my gear.
Right.
And if you're a tech, you can use my call sign and just kind of plant that seed locally and get more people going.
Guys, we got the tools in front of us. It's up to you to get step outside of the box. Step outside of that box, and you will have fun. Absolutely.
The easiest thing to get to get someone with a technician to upgrade to general is get them on HF. I've demonstrated that multiple times.
Yes, that's right.
At when I did the Pota support your parks weekend, and they just got on and played Pota with me. Both of them, 2 of them that I worked with said, I'm going for my general. This is too much fun.
Yep.
It only takes you just got to get them hooked. You got to get them that gateway.
Well, right.
So technicians have that gateway. Gateway
The
HF.
first one's free.
Yep. The first Pota activation's free. Yep.
That's right. The general test is not that hard, but if you've never operated on HF, you've never done anything fun on HF like a field day or Pota or a contest or whatever it is that floats your boat, what's your incentive?
Yeah.
Like there's a small number of people who are insane like me and just enjoy acquiring licenses and upgrading and whatever else. But if you have to have a reason,
Carlos must be here.
yeah,
Carlos must have dropped in, like how he always does.
That
that's
guy.
funny.
But it's
That
true.
guy.
You know, I've told my story before where I was late to the ham radio game. I've always been interested, but I do a lot of backpacking and stuff. And when I finally got down to it, I wanted a technician license basically because I could have APRS and talk to the repeaters and do the crossband stuff for hiking and stuff. And, you know, I'm not a young guy anymore. So once I started doing the studying for the tech exam, I'm like, all right, I'm in college mode again. I looked at the book. General is not much more studying than tech. So I'm like, I don't need it, but I'm going to go through it and get the general anyways, just in case, you know?
And if
So
you
I had my general license for months, had my mobile rigs and stuff, no interest at all in getting an HF rig. You know, I watch Parks on the Air videos and stuff, and no offense, Matt, and it looked cool and stuff, but just whatever. Then I was researching, so I had to go out to California for work, and I was going to sneak in a backpacking trip up Mount Baldy. And I'm watching all these YouTube videos on Mount Baldy, and I came across a video from Jerry, KG6HQD, doing a soda activation, and I might have been right there with him. I was like, holy crap, that guy with this little tiny box and a speaker wire is talking to France and everything else like that. And then I just started binge watching all his videos, and the next thing I know, I'm taking down notes. I'm researching QRP rigs and stuff, and yep, there I go. That's a gateway, and
Finished
Yep,
it today.
there it is.
yep, and that's all it takes is for people who, it looks like fun, but I don't know. But it's like, come on out and try it. And I gotta tell you, if somebody took me to a park that I literally live across the street from one, if somebody took me out there with a 7300 or a 891 or whatever, I would have been like, nope, this thing's coming home with me. What do you want for it? You know, I'll cut you a deal. It's the way it is. So yeah, all you guys are into portable stuff, and you just spread the word. Get your friends into it. You'll be surprised.
I think we're very, very lucky because again, it started out when you talk to the older hams out there of how they used to have to get their license. Guys, if you didn't know it, way back when, okay, and this is way before my time, so don't call me old. You'd have to go to your local FCC office to get your test. And sometimes that was a bus ride, a train ride, or car, whatever, and it could be a long ride home if you didn't get it. And I believe you had to wait 30 days. Don't quote me on that, but someone in the chat may want to. I believe you had to wait 30 days before you can go get it again. Now, fast forward to where we are, you know, in the last 5 to 3 years, you get it online. You can do the book. You can do the app. There's so many ways of, and we got this wonderful medium called YouTube with so many great guys out there who are doing everything and as well as very, facets of their interest, just like you said, to get you hooked, get you reeled in, and go have fun with it.
Yeah, and I want to say anyone who wants to take a test, we have a VE and a VEC team here through the clubhouse that can set you up. And if you want to take a test online, let us know. We'll get the session set up. We've got VECs that can.
We'll make it happen for you.
We've got people who can set in with you. We've got Steve down there who can administer the test. The clubhouse is not just a fun time on Tuesday nights. We can actually do things for you guys. So if you guys want to set up where some of you want to take some tests and we get it scheduled, I mean, Steve will make it happen. Sorry, Steve, I volunteered you for it.
That's all good. That's all good. Yep, I see quite a few names that I know that are VEs with me.
Yeah.
And Carlos, I don't know if we've done a VE session parachute mobile yet.
Oh, there. That's a
Can
challenge.
he verify documents on the way down?
At 12,000 feet.
Yeah.
So,
There you
I'm
go.
just going straight down ABC, ABC, ABC.
Yeah. There you go. We have
thank
so
you,
many
Mike.
people who can
Thank you.
administer tests. So if you guys are thinking about it or waiting for a test at your local area, we can take care of you with a virtual test. Come on. We'll be happy to do it for you. It's just
Steve, what is the turnaround period? If like for instance, if I was to upgrade, is it
2
24
hours.
hours? What do you say? 2 hours? Not really. What are you guys saying?
So it depends. It really depends.
Weekend versus
Weekend versus weekday, time of day, because I actually can't process the paperwork. I have to send it over to the actual VEC for them to process.
Mhm.
And if I hit them at dinner time or later, they don't process it till the next morning.
it's understandable.
If you're in the upgrade,
that's understandable. Okay.
Yeah, if you're in the upgrade or renewal window, then you have to pay that $35 fee to the FCC, and then it's usually the next day after that you have your license back.
That's
But
awesome.
usually, so we could safely say what, in less than 2 to 3 days, you are now operating in your newly privileged bands.
Officially, it's a
Is that
week.
safe to
but
say?
yes. Officially, it's a week, but yeah, usually.
I
About
thought
2
they
days.
removed. You don't have to say AG if you go. That's all been removed. Is that a correct statement?
No,
tech
you
to,
still have to use
okay.
stroke AG unless it's posted in the database. As soon as it's
In
in
the
the
ULS.
database, yeah, you're good.
Right. So
Steve,
you
is
check
it
the web and
legal?
boom.
Is it legal for us to have like a live stream open for like a few hours one day and then have people come in that want to take tests and we can set up a test for, say, hey, if you want to come. I know we can't stream their test. No one would want to take a test live, but
No.
they could come in. Could we have like a day set aside? This is just speculation. Like say, hey, we're going to live stream. If you want to come take your test, we can get you set up between the hours of X, Y, and Z. How would that work? Or is it even possible?
I mean, it's possible.
But is
So
it
you're
practical?
saying there's a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'd have to play with some ideas on how we do it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Craig mentioned that this is his only club. He doesn't have he's not a member of a local club. So having a day where we could do tests is an interest to him. So my suggestion would be join us in Discord. The links for Discord's down below for both Toads and K5YVY, which is where all of us hang out. And if you want to set up a test, just ping one of us, or there's a channel called in there called was it licensing questions or something like that. If you want to if you're wanting to test, just let us know. Get a hold of one of us. We'll make sure it happens.
And guys, I'm reading the chat again between Ron and Todd. Again, guys are basically saying a couple days or less, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're done. Just get her done. Just get her done.
I wonder if I could be ready to study. If I could be ready to test by March, because I would do that. I would do. I don't know if I would probably I can't live stream my test.
Where are
but-
you? Where just for giggles.
Oh,
Hey Shane, serious question. So right after Christmas I picked up the app again for the extra. I'm running anywhere from 58 to 79% based on the category right now. I'm sort of getting up there to get ready. My biggest thing, you know what it is, guys, I'm not sure about everybody else. I'm not spending 15-20 minutes every single day.
Yeah, that's the thing.
When I hit the men's room, you know what I should be doing? Instead of getting on that TikTok and getting on Discord, you know what I should be doing? I should just be saying on the app.
I got my extra while taking a deuce.
Yes. Thank you, dude wipes. You know what I mean?
At least nobody can hear that. I'm in there practicing CW.
Hey, seriously, find
It was Denton and Don in the third stall over there. I heard what you sent.
It doesn't make a difference. You find the quietest room wherever you got to be, whether it's work, home, in your vehicle, in the parking lot, while someone's out at the Walmart or whatever, at the Costco,
Right.
whatever. Just take that time for yourself before you go to bed, maybe. Whatever you all got to do, man. You know,
Izzo, could you be ready by April? So we're tomorrow is February 1. So do you think you and I could be ready by April to take our tests? It's 2 months. Yes. I'll do it if you'll do it.
God darn it, I hate when people say that. It's like Maury McFly. Don't call me yellow.
Steve's
don't call
already
me
an extra. Shane, are you an extra?
Dickens.
No.
Same challenge to you.
You know what? I was going to say.
You guys want to do it?
I think we should do it.
I've had zero interest on getting an extra license because
until this show.
What do you get? Like a little bit more bandwidth? Big deal, because
then you could just do whatever you want. You could tool around.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter what frequency I'm on. I can go to 133. I can go to.
All right, this is what I'm
that
going
was
to do.
my opinion until about 2 minutes and 15 seconds ago, because now I started thinking that'd be kind of fun to take my test on a live stream. And
I agree, because then you're proctored by your peers.
Yep.
Like, hey, I can see you. You better not be cheating over there. Matt, are you a general or extra?
Extra.
Extra. Okay.
So,
Yeah,
but I just
again,
think it'd be
that
funny
wasn't because there was something real super compelling about being an extra. Is a combination of I have this sickness where if I get into something, I have to, get to whatever the top of the license stack is. Worst decision I ever made was to get a pilot's license because that never ends, right? And then combined with I'm lazy. I don't want to have to remember my radio goes here, but I can only go here. Hell with it. I'll just get the license.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt, are you one of my VEs?
I am not. I could be. I tell the local club the same thing. I'm like, if you need me to be a VE, I could be a VE. I just have never had a reason to do it.
Okay.
Jody says Shane wants to unlock his radios legally now. Change your rule from earlier.
I will say, Winterfield Day, I did get out there during operating time, and because I was out with my local Aries club, they're like, "Oh, look, we have one of every license class now. We can actually use the whole bandwidth."
Yeah.
And our EC spun down into the extra portion and was making contacts.
Yep.
Because I was
well, and the other thing that I learned since I've started this CW journey is that if you operate phone, the extra bandwidth in the extra bandwidth in the extra portion of the band for phone is like, it would be nice, but nobody really cares. But in the world of CW, there's all kinds of awesome stuff happens only in the extra portion of the band.
Oh, why do you have to say that? Now I have to.
I was going to say, Izzo.
So this is what I'm going to do. If I pass my extra, okay,
you're going to eat cat poop.
I will eat a small bag of the barbecue.
How would he know between those cigars?
And I will eat the barbecue chips on one of our streams coming this spring if I get, and I'll do it the following Tuesday, whatever. So if we want to do something in April, effective tonight, before I fall asleep tonight, I will get back to that 10 minutes, 15 minutes of studying.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do.
Extra deserves extra large bag.
I agree. Family size.
No.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the K5YVY and Clubhouse Discord. Hopefully you're in there. If you're not, links down below us. It's simple to come in. I'm going to create a channel called Extra by April. So that's going to be the Extra by April challenge. And if you want to join that challenge, jump into that channel. And we're going to chat in there. We'll put links and whatnot. But everybody in that chat, and when in April, you've got to get your extra by the end of April.
by the end of April.
By the end of April, yeah.
By the end of April. So
Yeah.
and whether you do it through us or if
Well, we want you to do
you
it through us.
anywhere else, we want
That way we
let's
can
just
celebrate
say-
you.
Yeah, but however, let's just say some guys say, "Hey, listen, no, just still get it done though."
I'm in.
But
I could use an
strive
easy
for it.
success.
Does not count if you're already an extra.
Oh, I'll let him take the
Oh.
test again.
No, there you
Oh,
go.
there
He has
you
to do
go.
that
You know,
live too.
I
we want to see
actually
the
live.
when I handed my extra exam to the VEs, I handed it to him and I said, "Well, they're not all wrong."
And out come the red pins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to throw water on your party, but I will tell you that of the three, well, I took a lot of. I passed the writtens all the way through advanced back when I first started, so I've taken a lot of them. I found the extra test to be the least useful.
Absolutely.
The material
right,
that
and
you
that's
learn
where
on the
I am
extra
mentally.
test
Yes.
is not going to help you make more QSOs, except
correct.
that
That's-
if you grind through it, you'll get access to parts of the band where you can make more QSOs. That's about it.
Right.
So that's a very good analogy. You're absolutely right.
All right.
Because I know
It is
that's
creative.
where I am. Oh Christ. Hang
So
on.
go to general,
Go to
under
hang
general,
on. And general. hang
extra
on.
by April.
Extra by April. Where
So
are we in?
So join that
Oh,
channel.
Hamradio
This is
Clubhouse?
February the 1st. That's where we're at. So there's the channel. Those of you watching and you're in our Discord, and it looks like Steve has just see Carlos. You're already an extra. You don't win.
Where is this now? In the clubhouse?
It's under general. So look at my finger. See general. Then you go all the
General.
way. There you go.
General's under extra. I'm already confused.
Oh dear God.
You know you can move that, right?
Yeah, I know I can.
Yeah, it's under general.
Put it on top of general.
Put it on top of general, man. 'Cause unless my phone just has.
There you
I mean,
go.
I'm
No,
trying to-
I'd put it under.
There.
never
Okay,
mind.
it just popped. It
There you
just
go.
popped. All right, it just popped. So I'm gonna pin it, and I want notifications.
Yep. Look at all this motivation that's already showing up in the chat. That's what you're missing if you're not part of our Discord. We have, what is it, Joe? Is there like, 500-600 people in there now?
Oh,
Something like that?
I hadn't taken count. A lot, something like that.
There's a lot in there.
You
So
know,
there you go.
if I really had
Extra
you know
by April.
something,
There's our
if I-
challenge.
if I had a really big set of balloon baskets, you know what I would tell you? If I fail, I can't have a cigar until I get my extra. I mean, that
Oh
would be
no.
No.
You're not gonna fail, Izzo.
No.
We're gonna pass it together.
Hell, man, we've been doing everything together now for how many years now? So why should
There you
should
go.
this be any different, right?
There you
we
go.
have held hands during good times and sad times. This should be no different.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I
Except I'm
agree.
not going to go in a balloon with. I'm not going to go up there in the balloon. I'll be the ground crew.
So Matt,
I'll be the ground crew saying, "Are you on FRS or MERS?" Just let me know.
Matt, I'm with you. So I got my private pilot's license in the fall of 2000. Ugh, just dated myself. And I got my instrument rating in 2007. I took a hot air balloon ride, completely hooked. So now I'm working on my commercial hot air balloon certificate or rating. My commercial certificate, my balloon rating. So that's
Guys,
that's
look
what
at
I jumped into.
No, it never ends. It
Yeah.
never ends. And then currency and everything else.
All right, guys.
It's a blast, but
I just
a
told you.
rabbit hole.
Yeah. No, Jody, let me tell you something. Jody's a fun guy. We got to get him in this club. But let me tell you, this is something very serious and important. I think he's on to something. This will help everybody.
Yeah. And we're going to get a weekly reminder where it's going to be a segment of the show is where are you at in your extra by April challenge?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Daniel?
Daniel.
Hey.
Well said.
Howdy,
I just-
sir.
I just came to figure out when we're having the Ham Radio Clubhouse dance party.
Talking
Did
about
you see the intro?
No, but why? What did I miss? I just
Oh, it's like an 80s throwback, man.
dude, I was listening and I heard Izzo talking about, high school dance parties where you're standing awkwardly on each side of the room. I just don't think there'd be anything more awkward than the seven of us, the guys standing in the room looking at each other saying, "We're gonna dance, boys, let's go." Awkward.
Exactly.
So, yeah. What's going on? Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Welcome, buddy. Glad you could make it, man. You've had a busy week.
Yeah. It's only Tuesday.
Right?
shit.
Exactly.
Wait. Breaking news. Are you wearing a gray or a blue t-shirt?
It's a blue shirt.
It's not black.
Wow.
Oh, my God. We now have to get our extras.
It's a holy shirt. Look at this.
Oh Lord.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
I was gonna
Settle-
say, did it
Settle
used to
down,
be black?
boys.
that's what brings all the boys back to the yard. That's what makes them get their extra.
I literally just walked in the door.
Did you see my challenge?
No, man. I listen. I saw like 2 seconds. I
Okay.
got into. I just came in long enough to go in the chat and say, "What the hell's with Shane's background?"
Well, it's ice storm in Texas, so
I
this
don't
is
know
my
if you're-
living room.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were in the Frozen movie or if that was bubble wrap.
Yeah.
I wasn't too
Yeah.
sure.
Into the
the only
unknown. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let it go.
That's right.
I didn't want to get that stuck in everybody's heads. But Daniel, are you? I'm not sure how the license works in Canada, but I know you're not the entry level license. You're like the mid level, right?
That's right.
Okay, so I put out a challenge. So those of us in the chat here that are the 103 that are watching tonight, for us to get our extra license, which is the top end for the United States, by the end of April. So there's a channel that I created in our Discord called Extra by April. So if you would like to join that challenge with us and get your top tier license by the end of April, we've thrown down the gloves.
Oh, so that would be the unicycle license. So see, our entry level is the tricycle, and then we go to the bicycle, and then we go to the unicycle. That's what we have. No, it's advanced. Advanced is our. What?
And where are you?
What?
And where are you, Molson?
With maple
Unicycle.
clusters. Or
So you have basic,
Right.
you have basic, which is like your technician. Then you have basic with honors, which is full HF privileges. You're just
Okay.
max. You're max at 250 watts. You can't have your own repeater, and you can't work on transceivers. And then you go to advanced, which you can do your repeaters. You can do your work on transceivers, and you can have max legal limit. I'm sure there's a few other things in there, but yeah.
Mhm.
So I can go
Would
on
you-
all frequencies, and I can go up to 250.
Would you consider
200.
getting an American call sign?
Oh,
How about a challenge?
Oh god.
there's
How
the
about
challenge.
Tell you what. I will do this. I will buy you blizzards for a year.
Yeah, right. I'll be at the,
Yes,
I'll
I
be at
will.
DQ for a year.
I'll buy you blizzards for a year. You're hearing it on the Clubhouse, or you pick out something else, whether to make it function.
Is that
He
one
wants
of
a,
them?
a dilly
I-
bar.
if- I gotta say, Daniel
you
looked
get
pretty
your-
sweet with a 9 in his call sign. Be a 9-lander with me? Come on,
I'll
buddy.
go. I'll go. You know what? I'll aim for Kilo Delta 9, Mike Oscar Oscar.
Yeah.
Moo.
Oh,
Okay, that would be awesome.
Ah!
Hold on. I gotta see if that's
Come on,
available.
guys. That's a meme. Come on, guys. Somebody put that. Let's go. Upload it.
Hey,
That would be hilarious.
It's taken.
Hayden.
When does it expire? We could bribe.
We'll go whiskey
2029.
Ah.
KD9. KD9.
Wait, can we
Charlie
do
Oscar whiskey?
November 9, Mike Oscar
Yeah.
Oscar?
Somebody
No.
watching the
Palette.
show. Somebody watching the show is going to go and register. That's for sure.
2024, that one expires.
I'm just saying Hayden has a 9 call. He's
I'm thinking,
KD9 SSB, so
yeah, I'm thinking we could give him a 4 call because
yeah.
K4
That's what
Moo is expired currently.
K4 move.
Oh, there you go. Kilo
Molson,
4
What do you want to
moon.
do? Molson, you think
What do I
about it.
wanna
You get
do?
back to us.
Right now, I feel like getting drunk, but I don't know about the license.
Well, then you're definitely for Nine Land.
You're in the right place.
Welcome to the clubhouse.
I don't even got anything to. I have a bit of coffee left, and what do I have?
You got any pizza or some popcorn chicken?
I haven't even eaten supper yet.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna fade away, guys. This might be my last show.
no, it's not.
I'm losing my weight.
We're all, don't worry, we're all CPR trained.
Yeah, virtual CPR.
Yeah. Remote.
Everybody, push on your camera. Push now. Come on.
Right.
Who
With our
wants to do
powers
mouth to-
combined.
All right, who's going to draw the shortest straw and do mouth to mouth?
What Kate MRD says he called it supper. Do you guys don't call it supper? You call it dinner?
Dinner.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Call it both, whatever.
Potato.
And if you have breakfast at supper time, it's called brupper.
So
What?
for those that are
Mike,
VEs
Yeah.
that are in the chat right now, hit me up on Discord. I'll add you to the VE role so you know when we're going to do the session.
There you go. Look at this. This is going to happen. This is
I'm
going to
seeing-
Oh,
happen.
they're organizing.
This is
telling
gonna
you.
happen.
Absolutely.
Man, they're forcing us to study in the bathroom tonight.
I
gotta
told
go to the-
you. I told you, Izzo. The best ideas come from live.
If you can't find me, I'll be in the bathroom studying.
Listen, I'm gonna have to buy a study guide for general class.
Just get the app.
Does Ria have a general book? I have to. Just wondering.
Just
No, that's serious.
get the app.
Got you.
Ria needs
It's
to
a
write
lot
a general.
safer. It's a
Ria
lot
needs to write. Ria needs to
safer.
write a general book.
I agree. Well, so we have hamstudy.org.
Mhm.
That's what I used for my general.
That's what I have. That's the app I
So
have.
I would say hamstudy.org is a fantastic place to go.
And that's free, right?
It is.
Yes.
The one you
If
pay
you want-
for
if you
is
wanna
Ham Radio
pay-
Prep, right?
Is Ham Radio Prep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I
So
used Hammereel Prepped and Gordon West books were my combination. A tip if you go with the book method, this worked for me where you use the AWRLs or Gordon West. I read it cover to cover and I went through all the multiple choice things. I did the thing. And then, there's always the explanation at the end. But once I got through, I just went and I highlighted the correct answer on all the questions. And I went through and I just focused on the correct answer. I didn't even look at the wrong answers because I just
Right.
reinforced the right answer in my head. And it got to where I took the test. There's three things. There's one that I saw 3 times a day. That's the one I went with.
Hey, I'm going to throw
Ignored
something
the
out
wrong
there. Great.
answers. Just
Ignore the
look at
right wrong, but I'm going to tell me guys if you guys have heard about this. 'Cause I did this with my general, and maybe it helped, but guess what? There's no way of gauging, but I got it anyway. If you play the tapes, at the time there was a tape, a cassette tape available that had
Wow, you lost half the
that would
audience.
say the question.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What is that?
Well, they don't know what a cassette tape
What's
is.
a cassette tape?
And I
His
and I would
novice
put
was
it
on a
at-
Victrola that you had to crank up.
no, I don't go that far back.
See, this is why we lose the young people.
Okay, no.
What is he talking
And
about?
I took the Walkman, the small muff, things,
I
plugged
don't
it
know
in,
what that is either.
and I would fall asleep to it, and I would wake up, it would still be playing, and I don't know
On
if
your waterbed.
subliminally. Yes, I did have a
Hey.
waterbed. Yes, I did.
Waterbeds were where it was at.
But I'm just saying though, maybe it helped. I don't know.
Yep.
You know what we're saying?
Yep.
Find a method that
Yep.
works for you. Bottom
Yep.
line.
Yep.
But I
It can be flashcards for all you know. Whatever you got to
Yep.
do.
But I read it cover to cover, and I gave it my thought, and then I made point to read because, like in Gordon West's books, he has the explanation of why it is, and I studied that and got it. But once I went through that, like I said, I just focused on the right answer and not the rest of the garbage, and it just stuck in your head.
I use
And I would like to
this,
thank-
the app on iOS is by Roy Watson, but it's got a little pencil Scantron looking
pencil,
deal.
Yep.
I use that for my general and my extra. Took me 2 weeks on general and a week on extra.
wow.
Scantron. Wow.
Yep. And I got the you guys can't see a ham study, and then my other thing I have that one.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what, guys? Let's just do it. Let's just stop talking about it. Let's just get her done and get it
Get
done.
her done. Yep.
Get her done, and then we can go chase DX in the extra portion.
I was gonna say, you don't
I
have to
can
worry about
already
people
do that.
Showing up.
Thanks. and
Well,
I'm not
and
going to
what
move
you're
Canada.
gonna- What you're going to find, right, is that the extra test, like all the rest of them, turns out to be a license to learn.
Mhm.
So you're going to get access to a portion of the band that has, on average, more seasoned operators. So it's not so much that you're going to do things wildly differently than you did when you were in the general portion of the band, but it's a good chance to just sort of up your game a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, in the CW portion of the band, it's just easier to explain, right? Go down to that extra portion of the band and listen to that CW. It screams, right? They're going 3 times faster than they're going in the general part of the band. And it works kind of like that when you start working the DX and the extra portions of the band on sideband and such things. You start working some big stations who've spent a long time on
Question
the air.
for Matt. Question for Matt and Steve. Is there any data supporting that there is how much activity for Pota is done in the extra band sideband portion?
I could dig it up. Well,
Just curious,
no, I
just
can't
curious.
because we don't have.
If you had something,
frequency
readily
in the
afford
logs.
you.
We only have
Okay.
band, so I really couldn't tell you. Well, just from
Don't
personal
worry about it. Don't
experience,
sweat it.
I can tell you that on a fairly regular basis these days, if I go out on one of the peak days, I'm out there on a Support Your Parks weekend or a bank holiday or whatever else. If I'm going to operate on 20 or 40, I will often start in the extra part of the band and work the extras and then move to the general part of the band just as a pilot control mechanism. There's no other reason for it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would like to activate a park just in the extra portion in the band. You're going to get a lot of flack from people that are going to post on Facebook. Well, if you'd move up to the general portion, you get more content. That's not the point. I want to try to activate the extra section.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to wait till you get on Facebook. It's going to show up in the spots, right? Please move up. Please move up. What are you doing in
And
the
I'm going to
extra
go to
part
an
of the
ultra
band?
rare part too.
Yeah.
I like how
I'm gonna go to Hawaii. I'm gonna go to Hawaii.
Yeah, there you go.
Alaska.
I like how
Who's coming with me? Who's coming with
WI,
me?
he goes, it's fun to spot yourself on 7.095 and get emails from people telling me I'm out of band. Some people, like, honestly, guys, so, my logging software, you can make it link to QRZ. So when you put in a call sign, it shows their profile picture, and then you can click it and it'll pull it up on another screen. Mine stopped working like 9 months ago, and I've been too lazy to just reactivate that. I don't know how people take the time to listen to the radio, vet the call sign, look them up and see what class they are, then get their email address and send them an email. Right? Like, you have nothing to do with your life. Like you're a bitter piece of garbage who has nothing better to do.
Wait
Like,
a minute, Molson. There's something in ham radio for everybody.
Yeah,
Even if it's looking up information, if you're out
And some of it is bitching.
Yeah, and if you're not a Karen, you're being a Felicia. Come on, like, this is ridiculous. Like, like.
It looks like Scout's gone to red alert.
Yep, last call.
Let's go.
For those that are new that haven't been around, so Scout 75 has an automatic alert set up in his room there so that all of his lights will turn red so that he knows he needs to stop drinking before the end of the clubhouse so that he can survive the next day.
So you can get up in the
Yeah.
morning.
That's
Null
not
void.
why they
He just
call
went
it
null
Node
void.
Red, Shane. That's not what it's for.
Hey, but it works for that. So
I woke up this morning, guys. I felt like I drank till 4 in the morning. I didn't drink yesterday. I just felt like crap this morning. I started getting calls at 6:30. I'm like, I'm not ready to get up out of bed. Sorry, I get a phone call this morning. I'm like, when you like look at the phone and you're like, oh shit, and you're like, and you're asleep and you're like, hello, how are you? Like you do the fake voice. He's like, did I wake you up? No. I'm just, and yeah.
Joe Brett, you have an apparel request.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look at the brand when I pulled it out of the closet. I'm sorry. I'll get back
But
to
Joe,
you.
that quarter zip.
Ron, never.
Hang on, that quarter zip is doing you well, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Never, ever, Ron. This is just a challenge. I will work any ham on any band.
The bands were
But
okay.
if I'm
for me.
operating
I
in the
did-
extra portion, come down and work with me.
Yeah, be an extra.
Yo, Smoking
got
Ape,
on
Join our
Smoking Ape ought to
challenge.
Join us.
I
Hey,
agree.
Smoking Ape,
Already hit him on
Smoking
that.
Ape, join us.
I got
are you a
Good.
general or an extra? We don't know his call sign. We know he has one. We don't know it, but I'm going to say,
Some of us know it.
we're anonymous.
And some of us
Smoking
offered to
Ape,
pay
we're
some good hard cash to find it out, and the other ones are too, no.
Smoking Ape, I issued a challenge to the Clubhouse friends and everybody who's in chat, all 102 of them, amazingly, to come and get their extra by the end of April. The end of April. So if you want to join that challenge, come over to our Discord in the general section, the general chat section, and we have a channel set up called the Extra by April.
Really?
Yes, I just set that up.
Just like to
And
make a comment.
thank you to all the new people that have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new people in Discord that has jumped in and are jumping in on this challenge. So thank y'all for joining us on Discord. That is our the Clubhouse isn't just a Tuesday night show. We took over Joe Brett's Discord channel, and this has kind of become our virtual ham radio club. There is a plethora. I'm using big words tonight. There is a plethora of knowledge in there. If you've got a question about antennas, radios, coax, whatever you want, there's someone in there that can help you out. So if you're one like me who doesn't have a local club, I would suggest joining us in Discord. That's our clubhouse. That's our club. That's our virtual ham radio club, and we look forward to having you in there. I think this is gonna be fun. And we want to make it fun. So nobody stress out about getting your license by April. Have fun with it. That'd be a lot of fun.
Smoking Ape says, "Is there any way to do it without being on your Discord?" No, man. This is like church. This is like church. You have to
It's like
tithe
Jesus,
to go to
son.
heaven.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to go to heaven, you got to tithe. Nothing about the cross.
You
No,
can
I'm
you can
joking.
sit in the back row, but pony up.
You better put that double nickel in the offering plate.
Yeah, double
Just
nickel.
duck out before the handshake and
That
starts.
better be
you'll fine.
that better be paper with a Cino on it.
And I just want to say to Sam Weaver, who made a comment about my red warning light that I'll never get the K MRD level. Well, I won't live stream on a work night
For
and
9
there's
hours.
No way
For 9
I can get the 9 hours. No, Mike did that. Was that a Saturday night or a Friday night where he did that live stream for 9 hours? I think I made it into 3,
I
and
think
I
it
was
was
like,
a Friday night.
"Yeah, I made it into 3," and I was like, "Tap out."
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I can never get the Mike's level. He's mad respect.
Misha wants to know if he can be grandfathered. He has Max's test in Canada other than CW, which is unobtainable. Obtainium?
Well, if that's
Well, do
a
your
goal
kids have
you want to
kids?
set by April to conquer CW, then absolutely hop in with us.
Hop in with us.
Yeah, but it's
Who's
not a
going to do
requirement.
CW with him?
Yeah, seriously. Come on.
Which one of you's doing CW with him?
Well, I'm
No,
not
but
gonna
let
say
me-
that. I just want to conquer
I just
something
joined
by
I just joined the
extra.
Long Island CW club this week.
Nice.
Awesome. Misha, you should do your extra in the U.S. The good old
there
U.S.
you
of
go.
A. America. America.
America.
America.
America extras.
Get
We're
yourself
gonna-
a 9 call, son.
Guys, that's the t-shirt when we all that's what we're gonna do. If you get your extra by April 30th, we'll start wearing the America extra t-shirt.
No, I'm not
Anyway.
wearing it.
Wow, yes you will.
No.
Yes you will.
I'll create my own.
Oh,
Mine's gonna say I did it.
you did it.
I did
Yeah.
it by April 30th.
Okay. I want to walk
Yeah,
around.
my
with
luck,
just
I'll be
Walmart
wearing
with
that.
you.
I'll run into an IRS agent who'll be like, "That's
Wasn't
2
it
weeks
the-
too late. Come with
Yeah,
me."
exactly.
Shane, was that the plot of the first American Pie movie?
Yes.
Yep.
That's
So
right.
I think that's a great. We got about 10 minutes left. That'd be a good way to wrap up the show. But yeah, I'm glad that the challenge is well received, and hopefully there's some other YouTube channels on here that will spread the news. Coffee and Ham Radios. I know some of you guys are in here. Extra by April. Let's make this a big challenge. We want to get as many people to upgrade this year as we can. Let's make an impact at Ham Radio.
Ron's great.
Exactly, Ron.
Got my extra license. All I
It
got
needs to say the Ham Radio Clubhouse did this to me,
Yeah.
or the Ham Radio Clubhouse touched me here.
You know what? In the spirit of the email, that we should do a T-shirt that says, "I'm now licensed to say get off my lawn." Yeah.
Yeah, Craig, if someone's on the fence, absolutely. If you want to get licensed, get licensed. If you've been sitting as a general and you want to get, and you've been kicking around whether or not you should get your extra, if you're a technician, you've been kicking around wanting to get your extra, do it.
Join us,
Mike.
Join
On
us.
your Technician
Tuesday,
make the announcement that we're gonna be doing.
Yes.
We're gonna be doing extra by April, which means we'll call it an extra upgrade or an upgrade to your current license by the end of April.
That's right. More people to the dance here. Whether we're going to do,
we want to
whether we're
celebrate
gonna do,
you.
right? Whether we're going to do a staying alive or whether we're going to do a two-step, it doesn't make a difference. Just get more people to the dance.
And those who upgrade or get their license should enter into a raffle for a Flex Radio. That's what I think.
Who's gonna pay for the damn Flex Radio? Shit.
We'll figure it. We'll figure that out.
But
We'll
I will
figure that
say,
out.
Go sponsored
Figure
by
it out at
Coffee
the
and Ham
last-
Radio.
We'll figure it out at the last minute.
right.
Sponsored
Brought to you by the
Spoken
Spoken Egg.
Wait a damn minute here now.
Right.
What about us that
Even if you're unlicensed or at tech, you could still have a goal of extra by April. There's nothing
Hey, exactly.
that prevents you from, you say, I can only
Going
get
all
one
the way.
license every 6 weeks or whatever.
So Tuesday, the 25th of April is the last Tuesday. So on that show, we need to have everybody in here who has either made it to extra or has made it to extra.
No. By the May 2nd show, give everybody
the full month. Okay, so May the 2nd,
May the
show
2nd.
is going to be I Did It, the I Did It show. We want to see everybody who has passed and made it to the end of the extra by April challenge. That'll be a fun show. We're going to come up with some prizes for that. We have to.
We will.
Great idea.
We have to.
we got
We'll
stickers,
do it at the
right?
last. We do it at
We
the
do.
last minute.
Yeah, I still haven't. Walt, I apologize. I still haven't sent your stickers.
I'm not.
I'm busy, man.
Hey,
I'm not gonna give up until we save enough pennies to give away a Flex Radio on the Hammer Radio Clubhouse. I'm not. I'm sorry.
With the ad revenue, the super chats, and all that, we'll get there probably within 12 months. Unless Flex Radio wants to cut us a deal.
Of course they'll cut us a deal.
It's a clubhouse. Exactly.
Oh yeah. Who wouldn't want their name here with the cursors and the sweaters?
Well, should we start wrapping it up? Should we start making our way around the horn here? So, Matt, thanks for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure as always. You're always fantastic, fun guest to join us. Talk
problem.
not only just
I have
Pota, but everything else.
One thing I pulled up here, just real quick. There was a question. Somebody said, "What day of the week is the best and or worst for Pota?" So I pulled up a little graph of this is the week of whatever, January 14th to the 21st or something like that, and you can see obviously the weekends are. This starts on Sunday. Actually, is the first hump in there. So. I'm sorry, on Saturday. So Saturday and Sunday are the two big humps there on the left. Monday actually is a big day for Pota.
Okay.
You got to add these up. This is sideband and CW and some data stuff in here too. But so Tuesday, the answer to the question that was asked, what's the worst day? The worst day is Tuesday. But Tuesday is
Because we're all at the clubhouse.
is
Exactly.
only it's half of what the best day is. So even Tuesday's not bad.
I was gonna say, but you can always find James every day
Every day.
at a park.
Yeah.
It only
there's-
takes 10 if you're an activator, and I'll remind everybody, it only takes 10 contacts.
it only
Scout
takes-
with the 556. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, there was a
No,
rant
Molson
tonight.
rant. He did. He
Yes,
did rant.
yes, he
Yeah,
a
did.
little
Yes,
bit.
he-
A
yes,
little
he
bit.
ranted. Yes.
Gave you a little
mini
taste.
mini rant.
And I have a question for Steve. How many can test at one time virtually?
It
Well, if
depends
you're
on
in
the number of
Tennessee, you can
V-
take on 5. Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Where's that
Damn
come
it.
from?
Ham radio test.
Yep.
Daniel.
Oh,
ham radio test.
Send
Ham radio
all
test.
your emails to
Not
Molson at
DNA
gmail.com.
test, yeah.
Test, not train.
I'm
Test.
sorry. I thought you were talking about fellow officers. Okay. No.
Oh, my.
So it depends on how many VEs I have.
Deal?
Okay. How many?
Yes.
So if you have 6 VEs, how many people can we test at a time?
I can test 2 at a time with 6 VEs because I
Okay.
have to have 3 VEs per room.
Okay. How many rooms can you get?
I have run as many as 30 rooms.
Oh, Jesus H.
I tested 125 people in about a 3-hour sitting.
So if we were to pick the
I had
Saturday,
I had 100 VEs for that session.
so if we had could we do a live stream on a Saturday? Because Saturday, I think, when most people's going to be available, it's like mega test day. So everyone who's done the challenge can, if they all come in to test and we have enough VEs, could we test everybody throughout the entire day in one sitting?
Yep.
Now that would be cool. Just ideas, guys. I'm not committing anyone to anything. Just throwing out the idea.
Let's get the FCC busy.
That's right. I want to make this happen. I'm motivated. Start wrapping
And
it up. We
virtually,
got
you
about
guys say, okay. Yeah, wrap it up.
we got about 5 minutes left. So Matt, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all you
Matt,
do with
thank you.
Parks on the Air. What have you got? Anything coming up on your channel? Anything you'd like to promote in the next couple minutes here?
Well, maybe the next thing that goes live on my channel is actually going to be a discussion of what's next on the channel. I got a request for a real super deep dive on the ESP32 microcontroller, and I started looking at it and went, we probably need to go shallow before we go deep. So that's probably the next series that's going to come out. I don't know when, but we're going to start doing some training on Arduino frameworks, microcontrollers, probably dive into some home automation stuff, go that direction.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Cool. Daniel, buddy,
I got nothing. Just happy to be here.
thanks for stopping by, man. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Izzo,
EP Carello, thank you for making this great cigar, the Inch. When I'm out of here, I'm gonna head to the bathroom and I'm gonna take care of business. And the business will be studying.
when your legs start tingling, it's time to stop studying.
Yeah, that's fine. That's 15 minutes.
You gonna take that inch with to the bathroom?
I was gonna let
Take
that
a little
slide.
bit.
Joe Brett.
Take a little bit more. Take a little bit more than an inch, brother.
we got to make Beer Snack proud, you know.
Oh, hey guys, real quickly, we did not
Knock on the bathroom door. I'm studying.
Oh yeah, quickly
We'll do
open them
this.
up.
No.
Open them up.
No. We'll do this.
At least
next
one.
Week. We'll do this next.
At least one.
We'll do it. We'll do it next.
Okay.
Week. We'll do it
All right.
next week.
All right, Shane.
And we'll talk about studying.
All right, Shane. What you got coming up? I know you've got a video next Tuesday, right?
Yep, next Tuesday I got part 2 of the Winter Field Day / Parks on the Air extravaganza this weekend. It'll be State Lakes State Park. Let me say that again correctly. Straight Lake State Park with our friend Steve T.O.
Nice.
Yeah.
So VD says, "Whoa, TMI! You typed it. We thought it. Thank you, VD."
And just so anyone knows, hamstudy.org is completely free. It's online. It's completely free.
As
study.
long as you're using it on the website.
Yeah.
You have to pay
The
for
app,
the app on your phone.
the app
but
you
it's
have to pay
worth
for.
it. It is very worth it.
Yeah. All the apps are worth it. I use the
And make sure you go get a signal stick,
Yep.
because that also helps pay for the back end testing.
Right. All right, Steve. When's that video going to drop?
Soon. I'm doing some final edits on it. I'm doing the voiceover on it, and I may record a couple other things to add to the end of it. So,
Daniel, what are you doing?
I'm humming.
Okay, I was curious.
hopefully by Clubhouse next week, I'll have it posted.
Cool. All right.
Hopefully.
Joe Brett, what are we looking forward to on K5YVY Amateur Radio?
Who knows? I'm just glad to be here on a Tuesday night with you. Over to you, Shane.
You never disappoint, Joe. You never
We-
disappoint.
We need some more awesome Redivis
So-
review videos.
More Bluetooth awesomeness.
Let me tell you about that Redivis video real quick.
All right.
I spent
it
the
ain't raining,
most.
so go ahead.
Yeah. I spent the most
He waits for
time
2 hours to tell us this.
on that video editing the very first part that you probably missed. Every time I push play on it, it's like, damn, it already went by. So if you'll notice, as soon as it starts, before I add all the cinematic glare to it, who is busted a water pipe? Oh, somebody's
Dude,
watching.
I gotta
this.
go to the Dude,
So-
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Right.
I thought we were gonna wrap this up.
We are.
I got the Redivis logo behind me, like in a video, it's behind me, not across my forehead or nothing. Anyway, it's never mind. Go ahead, Shane.
The production quality on that video is fantastic, I will say.
Yeah,
I quite enjoyed
thanks.
it.
It's very
Well,
cinematic.
It's actually of interest to me. We got Bluetooth headsets on the motorcycle helmets, and they suck. So we've been looking at GMRS solution, but it's got to have a Bluetooth audio to the helmet. So I'd be
Well, this
checking
one will
that
hook
out
to your phone
post-haste.
too, according to Joe's video.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah. Watch it a couple times. It'll help.
Yeah. It's a great video.
At least the
I'd
first 3
actually-
seconds, right? I got to watch that over and over.
Yeah, exactly. So my antenna video. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So the little subscribe thing that spins up in the lower left corner of the video, if you'll just watch that long, that's my 30-second retention mark. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So my antenna video is almost done. I had a short.
Oh my goodness!
The ice is the ice melting.
The ice is melting.
Oh, no,
I had a
Global warming.
I had a
Someone studying in the bathroom.
I started right. So I had a
Quit
short
studying
little
so hard.
problem with tuning that
The
antenna
1-incher?
up. Yes.
You want it? Sure.
It had too much length to it, too many radials. So I had a little problem with the antenna, so I had to reach out to somebody else who's done a review on it, plus somebody
didn't
who
make no
the
damn
manufacturer. So
You had a
So
short
that's
little
gonna be-
problem with radials that were too long.
yes, I did. It's too long, too buku.
And
Well, if
how
it's
was it
only-
a short little problem?
Once again, we're back. We started this talking about balloons and baskets, and this is how it all comes around.
Listen,
I'm trying to end this on a positive note.
Joe Brett, if the radials surround it and it's not trimmed down, the 1-incher appears smaller, and so
Yeah.
it's RF capabilities.
It's for
is not-
aesthetics.
not so
Thank
good.
Thank you, Engineer Daniel.
It's basic landscaping. Trim your shrubs back, and your deck looks bigger.
Yeah, we know
Right,
that trick,
right.
Molson. You're not going to be able to tell us it's bigger than it looks.
I'm trying
shoulda
to
ate
talk
those
about an
damn-
antenna here, son.
Yeah, get it. We
Jeez.
done the deck
shoulda ate a potato.
show.
Yeah.
We're the
Y'all
worst
miss.
YouTube show in the world.
Anyway, that's coming up. I'm gonna record a video tomorrow about the giveaway and about the extra by April. Join the challenge. I don't care what you're upgrading from. If you don't have a license and you get a technician, go to extra by April. If you've got a general, get your extra. We want to see you in there. We want everybody upgraded. We want to get some people motivated in the hobby. We've got some folks down here that have put in some hard work for Parks on the Air. Thanks, Matt, for all you do. And Steve, all you do for taking care of the Karens that want their Pota logs adjusted. So thank you guys for everything you do. I'm going to say good night, 73,
Good night.
and I'm hitting the button.
We call that a
Who wants to join
stubbyism.
me in? Who wants to join me in the bathroom to study?